It was bound to happen. I was just waiting for it. This is the R8's known Achilles heel. My front suspension magnetic ride is leaking very, very bad, which has actually caused my MOT to fail. First things first, we need to take the R8 out and put it here, swap them around. I do not want to do it outside because it is the UK after all. It is bound to rain at some point. So yeah, let's go and get them swapped out. Bruh, I need a jumper pack. So I am just charging the MX-5 right now because the R8's battery is all the way at the front, so it's not gonna reach the MX-5 to jump it, and I can't really get any car through anywhere near the MX-5's battery to jump it, so I'm gonna have to wait and charge it. Bruh. Clip there, clip there, another clip there, clip, 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 clip. There are 4 plastic trims that needs to be removed, and they are held by these half-turn clips. The front plastic trim comes off first. Then the side plastic trims can come off. These half-turn clips does exactly what it is called. Very straightforward design, you twist and it unclips. The last trim to come off is the one directly underneath the windscreen, but first the wipers have to come off. I placed 2 masking tapes where the wiper is, so when I put it back, I know its exact location. I then pop the wiper bolt cover off and then remove the 14mm bolt holding the wiper. In typical UK fashion, it starts to bloody rain. I'm glad I didn't start this job outside. What a pain it would have been. Scary! Just ride it. Yes, that is me in the front. I used the wiper puller to pull the wiper off the base. That stops me from having to tug the wiper arm, which can cause it to bend, or even worse, crack the windscreen. Then the last trim can come off. The bonnet struts will also need to be popped out during the removal. I got my dad to hold the bonnet up while I was removing the plastic trim. So I've managed to remove all of the plastic trims on the side and at the front, but I am struggling to remove the plastic trim where the wiper is. I can lift it up, but I just do not want to force it because I'm scared that I'm going to end up snapping it, or even worse, cracking the glass. So I'm going to try and lift the car up and see if I've got access to the top mount bolts at all. If not, we're going to have to take that off. Look at how nice this flower-shaped brake discs are. Look at that. That is a lot of leaking. The wheel arch then had to come off, and this is held by 18, yes, 18 T30 screws. It felt like a lifetime removing all of them. So now that the mud guard is off, or the splash guard, we now have obviously access to the bottom mount bolt, and the other bolt is somewhere right just about there. This is the mag ride connection. Just gonna press at the back here, and that should just separate the two together. Give that a push, pull. That should just come off like so. I had just enough room to loosen the top mount bolt from underneath, so I didn't bother with removing the last front plastic trim. I had Mabel hold a wrench just to stop the bolt from spinning while I loosened on the other side. And once it was loose, I tackled it from the top using an extender bar. Woo! Bolt removed. Now we can do the one at the bottom. I then moved on to loosening the bottom bolt. Both bolts are 19mm, and I was actually quite surprised how straightforward this was. Woo! Bottom bolt removed. forgot to mention, by the way, the car is still actually within warranty. I paid for a 3-year warranty. You're probably thinking, why didn't you just take it back to the dealership? I'm a bit stubborn, so we're doing it ourselves. Plus, I think it's a bit too late to go back now anyway. I actually have an event to go to next week. I kind of want the car back on the road as soon as possible. And if I had gone through the warranty, it would have taken at least 3 to 4 weeks to get this car back on the road, which I don't really want to. It's summer now, I want to drive the car. So as a temporary fix, we're putting this replacement mag ride on for now. And maybe in the future, I'm going to switch to BC coilovers. That's what everybody seems to go with nowadays. But yeah, I just want the car back on the road. Here we are, ladies and gents. That is the OEM suspension removed. Wow, the leaking is really, really bad. And this is our replacement front suspension. Okay, so here is the old one, leaking absolutely not good, and here is the new one. It is a little bit higher, I'd say by about a couple of mils than the stock one, but I don't know if it's because this is a dud or this is just a little bit long. I am going to put it on anyway. I checked the part number and they're matching. I don't know if this is a great idea. We shall see. I have truly messed this one up. The brand new suspension that I bought from eBay for about £200 was actually not what it said on the ad. On the ad, it said it was a Delphi Audi R8 suspension for the Gen 1s, which I believe Delphi does make suspensions for these, but when it arrived, the suspension was completely unbranded and it also didn't fit. That was the main thing. It just sat too long. I tried to fit it in as much as I could. It was just too long. I wish I had that problem. And I was not comfortable forcing it. So what I ended up doing is send the suspension back and trying to get my money back and actually buying a used Audi R8 suspension. The new used one seems to be the same length, of course, as it came off an Audi R8 Gen 1. We are now on the home stretch. It was just a matter of putting everything back. Done. So the top mount is in, the bottom mount is in. Now we're just gonna tighten everything. I also made sure to torque the bolts up. The next thing that you need to do now then is just connect the mag ride connections and then turn the car on and then see if we have any errors. The wheel arch can now also go back. Do you know what I've just recently found out? This is what they call a guide pin. So what you're meant to do is put it in here, like so, and then you just lift your wheel up, slot it in, without the worry of having to hit the disc brakes, or the brake discs, the caliper. Here I am the whole time, pulling the wheel out, struggling. This is honestly a lifesaver. I can't believe it. The front trunk plastic trims can now also go back. The large side trims goes back in first, followed by the middle trim. The wipers can now also go back, and this is why marking its position with the tape comes in handy. That is now finally all done. Suspension change. What else is there left to do other than to test it out? So let's go and take her out for a drive. A couple of humps. That is definitely so much better. I can feel the difference right away. Insane. It's not as rough, it's not as sort of vibrating when you're driving. It's Massive difference, massive difference right away. Thank God for that. So I guess that's that issue resolved. The R8 is now finally tucked away. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one. I forgot to connect the trunk light. There it is, look. Bruh.